everyone. Welcome back to our episode of Mexican-American Latino Lens live podcast. I'm Yasmin, a big movie lover, and I'm joined by Dr. Jose Luis Ruiz, who is an author, dentist, director, and the founder of both the Mexican-American Cultural Education Foundation as well as Dr. Ruiz Productions. Dr. Ruiz, how are you doing today?
Very good. Very excited for today's episode because today we have a celebrity. We have one of the most beloved and popular comedians, Latino comedians, because I'm sure many of you have seen him in any comedy store and many places because he's really, really good and really funny. But that's only one of his skills. He is a great director and screenwriter and a pretty great guy as well. So he's a friend of mine, and it's such a pleasure. My good Boricua friend Joey from New York City, so New Yorican maybe. Joey, Joey has a pretty cool story, which we'll let him tell us in a little bit. But today we are also joined by Curtis Webster, who is an actor, who's a very, very good actor, who's has I look at his IMDb, and he has a lot of movies under his belt, and I'm sure he has also very, very interesting story that we all want to hear. And he's the one of the main protagonists of the film. So we'll have a lot of fun with that. But I will start as usual asking my co-host, who is a big film lover and who just confessed to me that she cried during the film. I want her to tell me why she liked it so much. Yasmin.
Well, I just feel like I always have like a soft spot for like dog movies. I love dogs, but I just feel like the whole like he's kind of finding purpose and living again and kind of getting that momentum to actually like care about himself beyond just kind of accepting his diagnosis. I think it was really, really nice that it was because he took care of this dog. It was so good. I really liked it, but it was just really sad in the end. I don't want to give spoilers because, but it was just so sad. And then like I think like the last like message that was in the movie just made me even more sad. I was just like, oh my God, that's so sad. But I love dogs.
Well, I think the end of the movie was actually very uplifting, But of course, we're not gonna tell you.
I'm talking about the very with the photo.
Oh, okay.
That killed
I can just imagine Jasmine sobbing away. But yeah, I mean, it is the ending without spoiling it. It's very nice. Let's just say that.
That's a good story.
So, but let's play the trailer.
Yeah.
Our audio and video engineer, Michaela, is going to play the trailer.
They say dog spelled backwards is God. But for Jesus Ramirez, it would take one forgotten soul to remind him what it means to live. A war hero haunted by the past, facing a future he's ready to surrender to. And an old broken dog no one wanted.
I want that one.
Dad, are you sure about this? Because she looks like she's on her last leg.
She and me both.
Well, Roxy's been out on the streets for quite some time now. She's a survivor and a fighter.
She don't look like a fighter to me. It's a wall, Roxy.
Together, they'll find healing in unexpected places.
Good girl. Lucy, I'm home.
From award-winning director Joey Medina, a story about second chances, unconditional love.
I think this relationship is gonna work out. We both like ice cream.
Sometimes it takes an old dog to remind us why life is worth fighting for.
I was wrong. You are a fighter.
What a cute movie. Don't cry, Yasmin. Well, I mean, obviously, as we can all tell, the star of the movie is our good friend and amazing actor, and of course, comedian Paul Rodriguez, who couldn't make it today. But he certainly did a phenomenal job on this film, along with many other cast members. Joey, let's start by getting a chance for our audience to meet you as an individual, as a person. How do you end up becoming a comedian? How do you end up from there becoming a writer, and then now an award-winning director? I personally have seen several of your films, and I'm a big fan. So tell us, how do you get into the film world, in this world?
The funny thing is, I got actually into film before comedy. I got into film when I was in. My love for film came in 5th grade. I had a teacher who played a Super 8 film that he shot with the class before, and he played it on. He played it on the screen in the class, and I just remember being in awe, thinking, "Oh my God, you can do this!" Like all the movies I've ever seen were movies, real movies. So I never saw someone that made one. And I'm thinking, I want to do that. I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know it was called directing, or knew I wanted to do that. So in 7th grade, I bought a stolen Super 8 film camera, a projector, and a screen from a teacher in junior high school. And I made my first film in 7th grade. It was a King Kong parody, and I shot that. It's a 3-minute film, 3 minute and 10 seconds long, actually, with a Super 8 camera, and that's how. That's
Do you still have it? Do you still have that little film?
No, I think my mom has it somewhere, so I've got to dig.
Yeah, you should dig it out. It would be cool. It would be cool to see it.
It was actually pretty funny.
The beginnings of director Joy Medina.
Yeah, but I love it. Ever since I went to school after high school, I went to school for television production because I couldn't afford film school. And television production school was cheaper.
Oh, okay,
okay. The good thing about that was I learned television. So, I've worked in television since then as well. And it's something that a lot of filmmakers don't learn is the TV side. And one of the things that Robert Rodriguez once said, he goes, one of the bad things about film school is that they teach you how to make films the right way. And as you know, as an independent, producer, sometimes you got to just come up with all kinds of different weird ways to make your film, and it's never all the right way. Your mom is your camera guy.
That's a very interesting way to put it, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm glad I learned the way I learned, and I'm glad that I've been self-taught in many ways. So
very, very cool. Now, we know that you're a extremely popular comedian. And I mean, that has to be a very interesting story behind that as well. How do you become a comedian?
Well, I went through I always loved comedy. I always had a sense of humor. I was the kind of person that if I saw someone fall on ice, I would really laugh a lot. I always had a sense of humor. And
me too, but I am not funny at all.
I know.
I laugh a lot too.
But I was always funny, but I was very shy growing up. And then one day, to make a long story short, my life hit rock bottom. I was broke. I was literally living in a car.
Wow.
I was donating plasma for money to eat, and I went into a comedy club to cheer myself up because I was so depressed. And then even though I was depressed, I'm watching the comedian perform, and I thought for the very first time in my life, I go, wait a second, I have nothing to lose. I could start my life all over again. I could it doesn't have to be the same story. I could do something different. And I decided to become a comedian.
Wow. Very good.
100 years ago. And 100 pounds ago. I was a size medium when I
think that's what makes you such a good writer and such a good director, because you have experienced life very, very deeply in a lot of different facets. And I think to be a great writer, you have to have a lot of life experiences to be able to take out of that.
Yeah, I grew up. I grew up in the Bronx, New York, in the South Bronx, New York, and it's whatever you think in your mind, like what the South Bronx, New York would be. That's exactly the way it is. And but when you grow up in that environment, you don't know it. You just learned later, like, oh my God, what was I living in? You know, I can't believe I survived it.
But by the way, is that why you became a boxer too?
Yeah, because just no, I learned to fight so I could defend myself against my ex-wives. That's the main reason.
Oh, joy, joy. Hey, my friend Curtis.
Yes, sir.
Great job on the film.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know you're a very kind doctor, very kind veterinarian in this movie, and you find a way to help, and you know, so that's a very nice. Uh, how do you prepare for this film? What was your inspiration?
Well, my inspiration really was my cat. And I lost my wife a couple years ago, and
Sorry.
that cat pulled me through all kinds of very, very difficult moments. And so I really brought the love and compassion I have for her
Exactly. You brought it with you to the film.
with the
Yeah.
film to Roxy because as you know, my prognosis on Roxy is not good.
Yes.
And I needed to deliver that. I needed to give Jesus the bad news, but I also needed to soften the blow, and I needed, and I really felt like I had to do something there. I do something a little
Yeah.
bit more than what a vet would normally do. And of course, there's the connection that we were both in Vietnam, and that kind of seals the deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautifully delivered, my friend. Great job. Also beautifully written by Joey, right?
Thank you, brother.
Joey, tell us a little bit about your inspiration for this film. Why do you make a movie about Roxy?
Well, this is how it was an actual the making of this film was an evolution. It started for selfish reasons and ended up being for beautiful reasons. Um, I was on an airplane one day and I was watching, I'm looking through the movies to watch, and I saw uh, there was a short film that was nominated for an Oscar. And I'm like, oh, let me watch this. And I watched it, and it was a good film. It was a good film, but it was like my style of filmmaking. And I'm like, wait a second, I could have made that. And I'm thinking, well, how come my stuff doesn't ever get nominated? Because I've made some things that I thought were really solid. And then I go, okay, I get it, because my movies really end really sad. I go, so I go, okay. So I started studying short films that were nominated by Oscars. I'm thinking, okay, a lot of them are in the 20-minute range, a lot of them, but they all have happy endings and da da da. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said, my friend Drew, and he's like, should do a movie about a dog, because him and I both love dogs. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. Then immediately, like in that table, I had the concept. I go, okay, there's a Vietnam vet. He gets cancer. Da 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 da. And I just came up with this whole idea, and then I literally wrote it in a couple of days. And I let some people read it, and Curtis was one of them, because I met Curtis at another film festival with another film that I did, and he had a film. And I met Curtis, and I'm thinking, this guy's really nice. And then I watched this film, like, oh my God, this guy's a great actor. So I can't wait to work with him. So, all that, you know how it is, all those things stay in your mind. And then when it came to Roxy, I go, well, I don't know if I'm gonna make this movie. I gotta find a dog. And I kept on looking for dogs, but I was looking for dogs that were really, had issues like missing an eye or missing a leg, because I wanted it to be big. And then I couldn't find the right dog. And then I entered the script in a couple of film festivals. I won 3. And I think now I won 4. But and then
I can see why.
Yeah, then thank you. And then one of the festivals called me up. They go, hey, listen, we didn't pick your film because they thought it would cost too much. They go, but 2 of the judges would like to produce it. And I'm thinking, yeah, okay, we'll see. And then I talked to him on the phone. Michael and Silver, they're a married couple, they're producers, nicest people in the world. We kept on talking. Before you know it, we're in pre-production. And we came up with a budget for the film. We both agreed on the budget. And I came in under budget, by the way. All that.
Good job, director. Good job.
And we put a lot of energy into it, and everyone came through. The cast came through, the crew came through, Michael and Silver came through, and now we have this beautiful film. Now Roxy came on board because I couldn't find a dog 2 weeks before shooting, so I know what Roxy's capable of doing and not doing. So the only thing I had to teach her was to lay down on her side, and which she learned like literally in about 10 minutes. Then
by the way, Joey, Roxy is your dog?
Yeah, Roxy was my real dog.
Was your dog? Okay.
Yeah. And she passed away 2 weeks after we shot the film.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it was editing this movie was the toughest. Editing this movie was
let's get a tissue for this young lady.
Editing this movie was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. But the thing was, it became this project that I wanted to do that because I love dogs and everyone involved loves dogs as well. And Michael and Silver, the producers as well, my co-producers, they love animals. Everyone loves animals. But when Roxy became the dog, the script originally was called Buddy and the Man. And then I called it Roxy and the Man when Roxy became the dog. And then everything changed. Like a lot of the ailments or issues that she has in the script, like she really has. So I wrote that in the script. I wrote a lot of her. I wrote it kind of for her. I rewrote it for her, and then
that must be an emotional film for you. I bet if you see it,
the funny thing is, people say it's hard to work with animals. Working with Roxy was the easiest actor I've ever worked with in my entire life, except for Curtis.
Even better than Curtis?
Just a little bit. No, but she barked when I needed her to bark. She laid down when I needed anything I needed her to do, she would do it. And I really think she knew she was doing something for me, for her daddy. Right? I think she knew, like, I don't know what's like, she would look like, I don't know what's going on, but okay, he wants me to do this, so I would do it. And she did it. She never had one problem. I've had problem with other actors. I never had a problem with her. And and I just know she did it for me. And then 2 weeks later, she just had no more. The last shooting day with this film was the day where we shot the scene with Curtis, and Roxy was not feeling good. So when we had her on that table, the first I knew she wasn't going to stay on that table long, so we shot her first. We shot her first, and then during most of the conversation between Curtis and Paul, Roxy wasn't even there. Roxy had enough. Like, she wasn't feeling good.
She needed to rest.
Unhealthy, yeah. But it became a love story. It really did. It became a passion project, and it evolved into something that I put my soul into. If you notice in the end credits, it says directed by Roxy's dad. Like, the hell.
Yeah, that is
lovely. Joey Medina. It's about Roxy's dad. And it's I just love that little girl so much, and glad I have this film to remember her by.
Yeah, that's definitely special. It's very special.
I have to say,
please, Curtis.
Everybody on set fell in love with this dog.
Yeah,
I imagine.
Fell in love with this dog, and so when I heard Roxy had died, it was a gut punch to me.
Right.
Because this dog was something special. This dog,
she was
radiated love.
Yeah, you can see it on the screen too. You can see it on the screen.
And
that's one of those. Yeah, that's a very special thing. That's a very, very special.
And this was actually her second film. Her first film was the film before I did called Arthur Avenue, and she had a small role in that. I mean, she was. But this was.
I've seen Arthur Avenue. What a great film too. That's also in New York, and it's a little more of an Italian mob type of movie, right?
It's not as sweet as this one.
Well, I mean, we'll tell our friends where to see where's your channel a little bit later, and we'll get a chance to so our friends can go and see all your beautiful work and follow you and so support. Where are you in regards to festivals and stuff? I mean, have you been able? Are you going to be able to get it in the Oscars?
Well, because The majority of my films, I put it in. I hit a lot of festivals. On this one, I'm being very specific. I'm only hitting festivals that make the film eligible to be in the Oscars. Only because it'll if it doesn't play in a lot of festivals, it'll help me. It'll help my chances. You know, if I can get a world premiere in Tribeca or Sundance or even Berlin or Vienna, you know, something like that, or South by Southwest, that'll help my chances.
Yeah, I know those
I'm being very
big
strategic,
festivals. Yeah.
but it's very hard for me to do that because I want everyone to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Patience, because we want everyone to see it, and we understand that you know
Well, tomorrow,
that we have to be patient. But I'm sure you're gonna let us know as it gets screened. Will you let us know so that way we can let our followers know where to go see it and support, right?
Yeah, well, actually tomorrow, believe it or not, we having a private screening that Michael and Silver put together to raise money
Oh,
for a dog shelter, but it's in Palm Springs,
okay.
and all the money that the donations that are given to watch the film
Yeah.
uh, goes all to pay for or to help the shelter, and that happens tomorrow. And you
Oh,
can see that information on my Instagram, and
okay.
um, and
And what's your Instagram? What's your Instagram?
Joey Medina comic.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Very
so
good.
if
And I
anybody
know,
wants to see,
Yasmin will give us all the details
yeah.
towards the end.
She's very
So our
organized. I love her. She's very organized.
oh,
Way more than I am.
Yasmin keeps me in line. And if I run out of schedule, she lets me know.
Yeah.
Talking about schedule, maybe it is that time
Play the first
to
clip.
play the first clip, which is going to be the one in the front yard, right?
Okay, yeah. The fun one.
Uh, and well, actually, Michaela, could you hold on for a second? I would like Joey and to kind of like tell us what's going to happen, a little bit of the background of what we're going to see in just a minute.
Okay, this next scene that you're gonna watch is actually the second scene in the film. The first scene of the film, Paul Rodriguez's character Jesus gets a phone call from his doctor,
Hmm.
and we don't know what's said in the phone call, but it doesn't sound like it's good news. And this is the second scene, right after
Okay.
that.
All right. Let's play it. Engineer Michaela. Thank you.
Dad!
What?
I came as soon as I got your message.
Well, what is it, Come, This thing almost gave me a heart attack. What's the problem?
You're kidding, right?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, had a little bit of an emergency. We had some Indian food, and do you mind if I run to the restroom?
Get in there. Don't clog it up like last time. Come on, Mija. Let's go inside.
Okay, that scene, the funny thing about that scene is that we had to improvise some things because the actor Claude Stewart, who plays Stewart, he is also a comedian, and he had a gig that he had to go to, and he was supposed to be in the next scene, which is in the kitchen, but he couldn't stay that long. So what I did was I just rewrote that scene. I go, look, okay, just say you got to go to the bathroom. That way, when we shoot in the kitchen, you're not there. So obviously, we shot both scenes where him and his wife get there and they leave at the same time because it was all outside. So it made sense in the film. Plus, we got a little joke out of it, so that was fun.
Yeah, that's that's filmmaking for you. You have to make
improvise.
lemonade sometimes of things that happen, right?
Sometimes the lemonade is better than the lemon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
that scene actually
otherwise you
became
just
more
freeze,
interesting.
right?
Yeah.
How many days did it take to shoot this film?
It was scheduled for 3 days, and we had to push it to 4 days. but I'm glad we pushed it to 4 days because the last day we just had two scenes to shoot, which were the veterinarian scene and the doctor scene, doctor's office.
Okay.
Those two scenes we shot at an actual stage in a studio.
Oh.
So much better. I mean, we literally, the crew was 3 people and the 2 actors and Roxy, and that was it. So it moves really smooth, and the sets look great because they were real sets.
Yeah, it's easier to work when you have the environment that is prepared for you. Very, very cool. Very cool. Why don't we look at the second scene? And before we look at the second scene, we would love to for you again, Joey, to cue us into what's going to happen.
In this scene, when you watch the film, Paul's character Jesus basically only adopts a dog because his daughter forces him into it. You know, he's done with life. He gives up. He's like, look, man, I don't, you know, he thinks he's dying. He doesn't need to do this, but whatever. And Roxy's a dog that everyone else ignored and never loved and treated bad. And this first scene is the scene or this scene here is where the magic happens, and you can see where both of their lives change for the first time.
All right. Well, that's a powerful scene. Let's play it.
Forever, you and me stay together like pen to paper. We're forever. I could live a life full of wonder. Without you, nothing will do. What if we ran away? Just us, no plans inside.
It looks like Paul and Roxy got along really good.
Yeah. Now I'm like Yasmin. I'm crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very emotional.
I miss her.
We're gonna tissues for everyone. That's just a sign of a great filmmaker, you know, and a great film. So I want to know what's next. What's next in store, my friend Joey? What projects are you working on? What are you? What else are we going to be seeing from you?
I have a lot of I've got a lot of scripts, feature and short. I like pulling heartstrings. I don't know why. Even though I'm a comedian, so when Yasmin said, "Oh, I cried," I'm like, "Yes," you know, like because that's the goal. You know what I mean? Like it's like the goal is to make you feel something.
Yeah, to make you feel something, right?
That's one of the reasons why I rather do dramas than comedies, because I make people laugh, you know, easily at, you know, in a nightclub, right? But I don't. And I could hear it, right? But I want, you know, I've done films where I've had crew cry during the filmmaking. I'm like awesome, like I'm happy about it, right? Not happy that someone's sad, but I'm happy that it accomplished what it accomplished.
It accomplished the mission, right? Yeah, yeah.
And I also love other projects. I've got one that's it's a zombie heist film that I want to shoot really badly because it's really fun. But the last script I just wrote, it's called Say Her Name. It's about 9-year-old little black girl that gets accidentally shot by a police officer. And
Oh,
yeah, and it's a really good story.
okay.
And it's not, and it goes like most of my movies. It takes a turn you don't expect.
Mm.
And I really like that. And
So you have a lot of things in the works.
yeah, and
A
it's
lot of
funny,
things.
yeah, like talk about Yasmin crying. I know a script is good because I usually cry when I write it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like I
Me
remember
too. Me too. When I write, when
yeah,
I
because
I
you're
laugh
screaming
when
it.
I write things that I like that I think they're funny, and then I cry when sad things for sure. When I
It's
was
coming
writing
out of your
my
heart. Yeah.
yeah, when and just like you, when I was filming my feature recently, not recently, but at the beginning of the year, there were parts that I was crying while we were shooting it, and so I understand what you're saying. I mean, it's a very emotional process, and yeah, good job, Joey. I'm a big fan, as I said.
I really appreciate that.
Curtis, what's in store for you? I mean, you interest. I mean, I'm going to ask this. IMDb only has movies from you starting on 2015. So what I'm trying to say here is you have been doing something before that, and at some point you decided that you wanted to be an. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, what I was doing before that, we'd have to do like 3 separate podcasts just to cover the whole thing.
Okay.
I'll leave it at in 2013 I was at Comic-Con. Yes, I go to Comic-Con. Sci-fi nerd.
Okay, Yasmin, do you go to Comic-Con?
No, but it looks fun.
And I happened to meet Richard Hatch, whose work I'd admired from Battlestar Galactica.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a chance meeting, and he looked in my eyes and he said, "You have talent you don't realize you have."
Wow.
Oh, okay. So, long story short, I wound up going into his acting workshop in Studio City and had no idea what I was doing. Fumbled around for several months, felt very stiff, felt like, what am I doing here? I just, why is a grown man spending 4 hours on a Tuesday doing this? And then all of a sudden, it just clicked for me. And one of my classmates said, "Well, here, you're ready now. Let's show you the business of this. Let's show you, how to be promoting yourself." And darned if I didn't start getting roles. And I was,
Congrats.
I feel kind of bad sometimes because it's like so many of my actor friends, this is what they want to do from the time they were, 13 years old, and they have degrees in acting and all that. And I just kind of stumbled into it. But I have to say, Richard Hatch was, aside from Joey, probably the most intuitive person I've ever met in my entire life. And he saw it. He just saw it in me.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. That's when your life changed just like that.
Just like that. Exactly.
Very, very good. And the thing is that you bring a lifetime of experiences and of life and living. And I'm sure, as you just told us when you talked about how you prepare for your part, all of that life experience is brought into your characters, and that's a great skill to have, right? You were able to do that, to express everything that you have into your characters. Good job. We're proud. We love it.
Something that Curtis didn't mention is the character he plays was named after the person that inspired him. That's why he's Dr. Hatch.
Oh, really?
That's
okay. That's nice that you were able to convince Joey to change the name of the character, right?
Well,
it's a good thing to be the friend of the director.
The character had no name yet. So he asked me, "Hey, would you mind if we call him Dr. Hatch?" I'm like, "Done."
Done.
It was
good job.
Good job. Tough negotiation.
we are now at the point in which we have our special section called Rapid Fire Questions.
Uh-oh.
And this gets a little personal,
Uh-oh.
but it's all in fun.
Once, but I was
And
drunk.
then, we do this because we want to, being that it's a short podcast, we want to get to know a little bit more about you. So Yasmin and I will ask questions, and you just give us a quick answer, and we'll ask you a few questions. So let's start with Yasmin, who is the one she's the one that has the more personal questions. She's a little, but let's get ready for her.
Not too personal.
The girl,
But-
yeah.
Okay, Curtis, I'll ask you, since you go to Comic-Con a lot, who's your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero is absolutely Spider-Man.
I love him.
No contest there.
No.
Joy, who's your favorite comedian?
Ooh, me? Other than me, I would have to probably say George Carlin.
Yeah, funny. It's funny, but also with an edge.
Yeah, that's
All
why I
right.
love him.
Curtis, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I would go to Cambodia, and I've actually spent a lot of time in Cambodia. I have an adopted daughter who was born in Cambodia, and I've fallen in love with that country. And any excuse to go to Cambodia. It's like, let's shoot something in Cambodia. Just
okay. I love to.
Joey, since you brought it up earlier, how many times have you been married?
3. Yeah,
You're a pro, my friend. You're a pro.
Well, the funny thing, all my marriages have gotten they were shorter than the last. So my first one was 5 years, the second one was 3 years, the third one was a year. So I think that my 4th marriage is going to be the worst week of my life.
What is your favorite movie?
Is that for me or?
Yeah.
The Godfather.
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
Little classic.
Well, my friends, the time has come to have Yasmin give us all the information about how to learn more about our good friend Joey and all his movies. So, Yasmin.
Okay, so you guys can go ahead and follow Joey on Instagram at Joey Medina Comic. And I just want to thank everyone for joining us on this episode of the Mexican-American Latino Lens live podcast, where we spotlight the brilliance, creativity, and resilience of Latino creators in film, TV, and beyond. And I just want to remind everyone not to forget to follow us at Dr. Ruiz Productions on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And we'll see you guys for the next episode. But just make sure to follow Joey Medina Comic to see that special screening tomorrow. And any more updates on Roxy and the Man.
Thank you.
We can't wait to see to see the whole thing in one of the film festivals and at the Oscars.
Yes, that'd be great.
You deserve it, and that film should be on the Oscars. So, friends.